All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Lepicus Show. I'm One Bar, and we got to talk about it. Trey Lance, rumor has it he could be on the move. Will the Vikings be interested? Should they be interested? Let me know in the comments. Do you want Trey Lance coming home to put on that beautiful shade of purple? Before we get on that, remember, subscribe to the channel, like the videos here every damn day talking Minnesota Vikings. So I'm going to break down whether I want this to happen, but first let's look at this from a very high level. 49ers, they got Brock Purdy, and by all accounts, it sounds like that is their guy for the future. 7th rounder, Mr. Irrelevant, Brock Purdy. 49ers just find this guy just at the end of the draft, and they got their quarterback of the future, and Vikings have been trying to draft a guy for years and can't get him. But anyways, so let's look at this from San Francisco. Leverage. They can't have a ton. They got their quarterback of the future. Other teams know that. Trey Lance, there's no reason. They're not going to gain anything from this guy sitting on the bench for another year. I mean, this is the time to trade him. And the return for him is going to be very interesting. You're seeing like 3rd round pick, possibly a 2nd round pick, maybe a mix of picks, but nothing overly crazy. Just remember, San Francisco gave up the farm for this guy just a couple years ago. I mean, they gave up a ton to go up and get him, and they're already looking to move on from him. And really, they probably should. Brock Purdy does look damn good. So that's aside from San Francisco. And Kwesi and John Lynch definitely have a connection there too, which maybe gives the Vikings an upper hand if they are interested. And yes, I'm sweating profusely. It is so hot out here. All right, let's look at this from the Vikings standpoint. Trey Lance, he's a Minnesota boy. It's a great story. It would be wonderful. You know, he probably wants to come here. It's probably a dream for him to come and play for Minnesota. He's still cheap. He's on his rookie contract. He gets to come sit for a year behind Kirk Cousins, which is a win-win scenario. I mean, Trey Lance coming out of college, he only played 1 year of college. He is raw. He's only played in 8 games in the NFL, started 4, and yeah, when he's out there, he's looked very, very raw. So he's coming into a situation, zero pressure, just gets to sit there, soak it all in and learn. And then the following year, if they don't extend Kirk Cousins, he is the guy. Yuck. So it's a great situation for him. For the Vikings, it leaves them in a tough spot because if that was the case, if he was to take over in 2024, that's the year Trey Lance's rookie contract is actually up. So they only get a very small sampling to see, do we need to pay this guy a ton of money? Are we going to re-up on this guy? So very small sampling for a guy that still we know is going to be very, very raw. I mean, let's be honest, Trey Lance has not done really much of anything. When he's been on the field, he hasn't looked overly great, but that's what he's supposed to look like. Coming out of the draft, it was all about potential. The good things were, when you look back at his draft profile, is very, very smart, a football junkie. He just loves it. He's always trying to learn, which pairs well with his athletic ability. He's a dual threat quarterback. He would be damn fun to watch. This year, Vikings do not have that 2nd round pick. Gave it up for Mr. Hockenson, which was well worth it. They don't have a ton of picks right now, so maybe it's a pick for the future if they actually did it. Maybe it's a 3rd rounder. Maybe it's a 3rd and a 5th, something like that. But as far as I stand, man, love-hate relationship with this trade. And I'm sweating bullets just thinking about it. Actually, no, I'm not. I think Lepicus said he would like this to happen. He would love him some Trey Lance. And it's tough to say you don't want Trey Lance. He squashed a couple things to get your quarterback of the future. It's exciting. But would you rather give up a 2nd, maybe a 3rd, maybe a mixture of that? Or would you just try to rather draft your own guy, fresh, come in, doesn't have that baggage of being, oh man, I'm this 1st round bust, they already traded me? Because that would weigh on a quarterback. I'm sure we've seen it before. Look at Josh Rosen. Cardinals in 1 year, they booted him. He hasn't been the same, but he is a Minnesota Viking. So all in all, if it was a 3rd round pick, I'd be all for it. If it was a 2nd round pick, I'd probably pass as much as I'd love it. So it's definitely an option. We will see. I definitely think he's definitely going to get traded. But when you look up Trey Lance and trade, it seems like every single team thinks that they're going to get Trey Lance right now. So we're just jumping on the bandwagon. It's definitely not out of the realm of possibilities. Let me know in the comments what you think. Do you want him to come here, and what would it take?